Hello, can you hear me now? There I am. Hi, we're the Raconteur Syndicate, and I'm going to start this all over again. First and foremost, can my players hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. Whew. Again, we are here on your Wednesday night to try to play some Pathfinder and have some fun in the world that has been generated. And tonight, unfortunately, we are minus our Sooj and Arjil, who have unfortunately been taking care of some things going on. And Hazy Witch will be popping off and on this evening because of pretty much the same situation we lost Arjil and Sooj for, but that's okay. So, when we last left off, you folks were hanging out and you were heading back to the Dragon's Nest to try to find the Bard Band and get some information on the Raccoon Bandits, as well as you were going to be making your way towards Silvermist to look into the Adventurers Guild.
Yes.
So, on your way back, so you had to cross through Greenhaven, and when you're in Greenhaven, unfortunately, one of gotta have that over here. One of Saffron's experiments exploded and has crippled Saffron as well as Finnroary.
Oh no.
So they are held up in Greenhaven recovering from that. Finnroary thought he would help and put some extra something into her mix, and it exploded and made them unable to join us at the moment.
Okay. Well, we need to be more careful next time.
Yes, we should be mindful.
But so you decide to go on without them. They thought they would not let you. They wanted you to continue on. We'll catch up, we promise. We just need a couple days to get our vision back. So you continue on to Nightshade, and there you check the Dragon's Nest Tavern, an inn where you were at before, where the band was at. And you find on the wall that there is a scroll for the best goblin band in the world, the Whowhatwhackading, have left on tacked to the wall that says that the next 3 months of gigs are listed. With all of them.
Whack and Ding?
Whowhatwhackading. Yep. If you go back,
Whack and Ding.
That was the name of the band.
I did. I wrote it down too. All right. Well, I swipe it.
And oddly enough, they're going to be in Silvermist in 3 weeks, which is about the amount of time it's going to take you to travel to Silvermist.
We can get there just in time.
What an amazing coincidence.
What a coinky-dink. So yes, your last stop is Nightdale. And you know it's going to take a little over 2 weeks to get to Silvermist. Yes. So this is exciting for you all. You've not been this far outside of your locally known region. So Silvermist, you've heard about. You may have never been. You probably have not been there before. And you begin your journey. All right. First night, you do not encounter anything.
Yay!
Yay! Woo. I cook some good food, and we tell stories, and we get to bond and know each other.
So, what is your ambitions? What do you like to do? Now, Omar is there with you, so. You do have a little bit of a fighter.
One time I got so drunk. Anyway, something like that.
So Omar's like the closest thing to a fighter that we have, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Just try to read the room. You know?
Right.
Well, we're still dragging the dog around with us, aren't we?
Oh yeah, the dog.
You have the goblin dog, and you have your capybara. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do have those. I need to give you stats for that goblin dog at some point.
Is he picky?
Because he can attack if you train him properly.
Absolutely.
Or she. It's a she. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Did we name the dog?
Precious.
Did we get her out of that?
Precious.
Precious.
Precious. The capybara. Okay. What's the capybara's name again?
Ambrosius.
Ambrosius. Yeah. It's a nice road. It's well maintained, and they actually do have like cutouts in the forest for campsites every so far. And this is where you're at tonight, and it's in kind of a heavily wooded, little bit hilly place that you're camped in. The night's a little bit cool, and there's a little bit of a breeze. And as you're kind of relaxing, are you guys taking watches of any type, or is it just you're all camping and crashing out at once? Or
We're going to need to set up watches.
I would definitely set up a watch.
Yeah.
okay, well, who's on first watch?
I'll take the first watch.
Okay. So as everyone drifts off to sleep, you're sitting there by the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And do me a favor and roll your survival skill.
D20?
Yes.
Yes. I rolled a 12, and that means is that +3, so 15.
Okay.
It's survival wisdom, right?
Just as you're sitting there and you're kind of like kicked back and you're kind of jiving with the nature flow and things like that, you realize that Fluffernutter has left a couple pieces of his beef jerky out of his rations.
There was drinking involved.
On the log, and you get up to go move them when you are met by the gaze of something staring at you from the forest.
Okay. Like two little glowy eyes or something like that?
That are being reflecting in the firelight, yes.
That took me a second because
You
you
gotta
said
say,
gaze.
he was met by the gaze.
I was
Wait,
waiting
they
for
should be
it.
met by the gaze. The
Is
gays
this
are here.
a local rainbow organization? I don't know. Are we in
Listen,
trouble?
it's
I
Pride
don't know.
Month, okay?
Not
My
G-A-Y-S,
half-elven gaydar went off.
G-A-Z-E. Gaze.
Gaze. All right, so I see spooky, probably animal eyes.
Yes, you need to roll your initiative. And
Uh-oh.
so do the rest of you, even though you're sleeping.
All right.
Oh. Wait, what's my dex?
Oh, damn.
My dexterity. I have a frying pan in my hand currently. So
Why?
I was cleaning up after dinner, doing the dishes.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you slide on that one.
Okay.
So 25 or above.
Nope.
24. Hazy?
I got 25 and above. I
What
got
did-
25 on the dot.
25 on the dot, okay. Anybody got 20 or above? $19, 18, 17,
17.
16, 15, 14, 13. That would mean that Jules is what then?
8.
8. Hey, it's no problem.
Jules sleeps peacefully.
Do me another quick favor, Jules.
Goblin dog.
The dog got a 1.
Excellent. Precious
So
got
he's over in the
1.
corner just dead.
Capybara's sleeping.
And the cabbie got a 20.
That's hilarious.
That's great.
So Ambrose just flies into battle.
Right. All right. So, Hazy, you're not awake yet, or else you would go first. So what's going to happen is this first round's going to go through where John and whatever it is going to have what's happening. Then we will actually engage into initiatives, which means you'll be waking up and making an action on your turn.
Okay.
So, first and foremost, John goes at 17, but the monster goes at 20. So, as you look up and you see this thing lock eyes with you, out of the bush launches a grizzly bear.
Oh, what a fun.
And it's going to try to eat you. Because you must be what smells like beef jerky. So
Well,
let's see. He has what's your armor class, John?
My armor class right now is 13.
13, okay. So I got to roll 13 or better. He rolled an 18. That is not crit, but it is a hit.
Oh!
So he does a swipe boom, at you. That's going to do 1d6 plus 5.
Ouch.
Here's the d6, and it is a 2, so 5, 6, 7 points of damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Wackadoo. Kind of knocks you
I have
back
11.
a little bit.
4. Okay.
Now, when that happens, John, what? So you're next in initiative. What do you do?
If I'm physically capable and I have something in my hand, like I said, a pot in the pan or whatever, I'm going to clang shit and make as much noise as I can and get out of the way and try to scare it with noise.
So you're going to
holler
go.
and, ah! So I'm making an intimidation check.
Okay, good deal. Roll that. And nope. It pays no attention.
Okay.
It just knows food.
If that's my action, then...
All right, so now that he does that, king, kang, clang, ting, ting. So next in line would be Arthur.
Hopefully that wakes everybody up.
I got a 13. I'm next in line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this thing likely to have less than 5 hit die?
It does, yes.
Okay. I'm going to get out balloons and I make a slingshot thing and I make a really large ball and I launch it right at the grizzly bear's face and it pops.
Okay.
And it needs to make a saving throw. Looks like this is a will save.
Okay, hang on one second. Let me find that. And hit roll. He got a 22.
All right. So he succeeded. But it is shaken for 1 round.
Okay. Well, what happened exactly?
I'm not sure. He saved against cause fear.
Cause fear. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, he kind of does that.
But
Ooh.
he's shaken for 1 round.
Okay,
Did you run up to a bear and went boo?
Kind of. That's what I did. Well,
Okay.
I launched a balloon at his face and it popped.
You
But-
see, it's like on top of me right now, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, what
Basically,
happens is
I'm in the
is-
middle of being mauled.
what happens
I was-
is Bear's advancing. John's like flailing back, and all of a sudden, out of Fluffernutter's tent flies this balloon.
It made him stop. He's shaken. It's like he's going, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's
not
sitting
running
there
away.
trying to
Hang on,
figure it
where the
out.
hell
Okay.
did this balloon just come from?
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Jules,
I'll
you're
buy
up
that.
next.
I'm a bard, man. I don't have magic missile or like flaming death or anything, you know?
Yet.
Do I even get to do anything, seeing that I rolled so low?
Yeah, it's just your initiative's movement.
Yeah.
You're fine.
You're just groggy when you wake up and
Good
take a second.
question.
Yeah, that's why you're low.
You're like,
on.
what? Well, like, what's
Like,
happening?
no
I'm
coffee.
so confused. What's happening?
I'm gonna
I'm screaming.
look at the dog and just be like, "Go,
Sick 'em.
get the bear,
Okay.
stick him, get it."
All right. So
Like in my haze of sleep, I'm just kind of grunting and pointing at the bear.
Okay, well, that works out perfect because Precious is the next up in line. Precious comes running out and goes to attack the bear and actually does. Wow.
Let's go, Precious.
What kind of damage does the dog do again?
That
1d6
would
plus
be-
3.
1d6
Yep.
plus 3.
and a poison check.
Yes.
5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 points to the bear.
Oh, thank goodness.
And has to make a poison save. And makes the save. All right, so back to the top of the round. Hazy Witch, you wake up shocked and do what?
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
You're
I
clear.
absolutely freak out
Uh-huh.
and panic
Flailing. I'm
and
flailing.
pull my bow
Okay.
and
God! Don't
try
hit me.
to aim for the. Listen, my aim has not been good recently, so I attempt to aim for the bear.
All
You
right.
better pray.
Roll to hit.
You
AC
better roll
60.
good. You better pray, girl.
All right.
Oh,
D20.
let me see though.
Your base you had your base attack damage. You had your base attack. to the roll, and then
I continue to scream.
I was trying to scare
18.
him away.
well, you guys are going to
rolling.
get an extra turn on him because of what Arthur did, because it shook him.
Mhm.
So he won't
Okay.
actually react to the next round again.
Oh, good.
So
I got an 18.
an 18 will hit.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Finally. Shit.
Now, when you
Is that
do
a-
your
is that an
archery,
arrow?
Does...
you do
Oh,
you roll your
1d6.
damage for your archery, and you're going to add your dexterity modifier to it.
Modifier for 6.
Nice. All right. The capybara. Monster doesn't go. The capybara comes running out, does the, and then just charges at it, headbutts it. And
You know, they're
Oh my
not
God.
small creatures.
Right. This is a pretty big one, apparently.
the capybara critted.
Get it.
Oh,
Hold
Ambrosius,
on.
my baby.
I have to
Where did
confirm
you
it,
go?
but let me double
Get
check.
him, Ambrosius. Get
No.
him.
So he does. So the capybara is going to do 2 times the damage on a headbutt. Headbutt's going to be 1d4.
All right, well, so righteous capybara.
Right?
I rolled a 2.
So 4. That was the most vicious headbutt that little capybara could pull off, though. You're like so
it's-
proud as its mama. You're like, good job.
Is he okay? Did he stun himself or anything? That's a big bear.
No, he just whacked
Okay.
it and backed up. And if you could ever hear a capybara go and growl at something, that's really weird. Which is confusing this monster even more. So it's great. John, it's your turn.
Okay. Do I have enough distance between me and the bear, or am I still like in melee range?
Did you take a step backwards, you said?
I tried to. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm not going to provoke any kind of attack.
You actually
of
have enough
opportunity.
room you could do something, yes.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to heal myself with a spell because I've taken
No, that's
a
fine.
lot of damage.
If you want to move back, you can move your full movement back away from it, and as
Plan
well
on
as
it.
heal yourself.
Because
Yeah.
he's shook.
So,
Yeah,
right.
I'm
He's shook.
shook.
He shook.
not
The
you.
bear's shook.
He's
you know.
shook.
Bear,
All right.
yeah, the bear's all...
D8 for this.
Yes.
Let me see. D8. 4.
Okay, so you recover 4 hit points from that 7
Alright,
that
that's a
bear
lot
whacked
better.
out of you. Arthur, your turn
Well,
again.
Yeah, I've used my one spell to no effect. So I'm just gonna try the old-fashioned route and try short bow.
Okay. Got to roll a AC of 16 or better to hit
All right.
on a d20. So with that, you would roll a d20, add that to
My
strength
dex.
modifier. Or
Isn't it
bow.
dex?
Sorry, bow. Yes, dex. I'm sorry. I thought you said
Yeah.
short
Yeah,
sword for some
dex.
reason.
No.
Whoops.
Okay, I rolled a 19.
That hits.
Okay.
Is that in your crit range on your bow?
Sadly, it is not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, crit's 20.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah. Here we go. Rolling. 5 damage.
Nice. Bear's not looking too good.
No, it's not.
All right, Jules, you're up again.
Okay. So he's pretty stunned. I'm going to try and speak with him to see if we can come to an agreement that he needs to just leave without us killing him.
All right, that would be your special ability, correct?
But I was thinking of ways of preparing his dead bear
I was
meat
going
for
to say,
future meals.
bear steaks sound pretty good about now.
No.
We've been eating
I could
beef
use some
jerky.
new blankets, just saying.
Nothing says I'm going to succeed. I roll for crap.
Okay.
That's fair.
We'll see what happens.
What ability are you using?
I'm using the spell.
Okay. Well, if it's a spell, you
Yeah,
don't have to
speak of
roll
animal
for it,
spell.
do you? Yeah, I don't think you have to roll to do it. You just do it.
I don't think so either.
So what does the spell
Yeah, so I'm
entail?
going to be like, I am going to be like trying to calm him down and be like, why are you here doing this? What do you need to go away?
Okay. You hit reply. Food? Question mark. Like it was like its initial thought was I'm hungry and gonna eat whatever's here, but now it's questioning life at the moment because it just got headbutted by a capybara and hit in the face with a balloon. So it's not real sure. That's why it's more
And
of a
bit by a
question
dog.
than a statement. So, but that's what you get from it. Next up
Hungry.
is actually Omar actually wakes up now and is like,
thank
"Shit,
God.
bear!" and shoots at the
Late
bear.
to the party there.
And does he hit? Is the question. Base attack 2. Yes, he does. Awesome. D8. That's a D12. Three. So Omar shoots the bear and kills it. Dead. Well, not
All
dead.
right.
He hits
Bear
it and
stakes
it's
it
going
is.
into death throes. Because he shot it right in the right place. Because he's a ranger and he
Right.
knows where to shoot a bear. Precious, acting next, just goes ahead and bites the bear again. So this will probably be the end of the bear.
Well, now it's going to feed us. I'm going to heal myself for the rest of my hit points for another spell.
Okay.
Since we're out of
To
combat.
process this bear, you will need survival checks to do so. Omar is beginning the process,
Okay.
and he's doing very well.
I'm a city boy. I don't know nothing about skinning no bears.
I kind of figured Omar would do it, and I'll just cook it up
Right?
because I got cooking.
It'll
Like, you
take
can
3
prepare.
checks to do it. So let's see.
I'm of
Passes,
royal descent,
passes.
so don't ask me to do shit.
Yeah, Omar actually throughout the night.
You were good with that bow.
Throughout the night, Omar processes out the bear. You guys are. You have more meat than you know what to do with.
Of course.
As
Could
well
we
as furs
possibly
and things like that.
sell it?
Omar says, we can pack the furs. They'll have to be treated once we get back somewhere where I can properly tan them. But for now, we have most of the bear's situations, and I've taken the guts far away from camp. So if anything else decides to attack tonight, maybe that will distract them.
Wow, you did it all in one night.
He did.
That's awesome.
Unfortunately, rest of you slept while he was up all night processing a bear.
All right. Well, I have
Okay.
salt in my packet, so I will salt the meats to prepare them for travel.
Excellent. So, that was night 3, correct?
I think so.
Okay. Second, or the 4th day, nothing happens. Yay! Start of the 5th day, while you're traveling through parts of the kingdom now that you've never been through before. And where you're at, you're kind of traveling through some flatland area. There's mountains and foothills and things shortly off in the distance, but the road's kind of taking you through a little bit of like a rural-ish area. And you're coming up on what appears to be a small cottage on the right side of the road. It's the only building that you've seen for a couple days now. This cottage stands alone amongst fields that once held forest. The yard and fields are fenced, and the property has a barn and a few other small outbuildings behind it. The fields appear to be starting to, however, be overgrown a bit with weeds. Smoke rises from the chimney of the cottage, and as you continue down the road, you start to hear what sounds like a baby wailing furiously from the cottage.
Sounds like a witch in there.
That does indeed. Can I go ahead and do
Just kidding. Just kidding. No.
detect magic though? Because
You gonna
to
cast
be
detect
fair-
magic? Okay, yeah, you cast it, and there's nothing magical there at all. And you do notice the closer you get, the louder the child seems. Like it's... if any of you have had children have honestly experienced when the child is so angry they're just screaming at the top of their lungs, that's what this sounds like.
Okay.
And it's one child.
Is the screaming and the angriness of the is it angry screaming, or is it like
Tired.
desperate, tired screaming? Like, has this been going on for a while?
It's kind of a little bit of all of that in one.
So it's kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah, the child might be probably alone.
Yeah, I would like to check
Okay.
on that. How do we check on that?
I mean, there's a fire going on, obviously. So there may be someone there. Let's go knock on the door, see what's going on there.
All right, so you make your way up to the cottage, and you kind of notice as you're walking up, roll your perceptions for me, please. As you walk up towards the cottage, you kind of see through a window, and you see that there is a boy, child, who seems to be trying his best to calm a baby that is in a kind of like a rustic-looking high chair.
Oh. Okay.
And you can hear him now starting to say things like, "Come on, it's okay. Please, just stop. You're making my ears bleed. Stop, please. I'm trying to make us food." And you knock on the door.
This is for the people that made the roll, right?
Yes. It's for the people that made the roll. If you didn't make the roll, you did not hear those. Okay. And you knock on the door, and you hear kind of a shuffling in the side, and then you hear, and this whole time the child has not stopped screaming, but you hear, "Go away or I'll kill you all," in a very childlike voice, male voice.
Are you all right in there? Are you alone in there?
No, my dad's right. He's in the back room. Go away.
Are you sure? Do you need help?
I'll shoot. I know how to use this.
Shoot what? Okay.
Yeah, that's the question, because you didn't see the crossbow before. But...
Excuse me. I believe I have this. And I just push the door open and walk into the child.
Hold on.
And I start pulling things out of my ears.
Oh.
I start making a gigantic flower out of balloons. I am doing the bardic thing of distraction.
Excellent.
That's what I'm doing.
So as you open the door, you actually manage. One thing that happens is a bolt flies past you as you begin your thing. It just thankfully
I'm 3 feet tall.
I
so
know.
It probably aimed at my chest.
Right.
There we go.
Over your head. It did not hit the rest of you, but you do see a bolt fly out of the door.
Whoa.
And what you see, Arthur, is as you're doing this, you see the inside of the cottage is kind of dirty. Not dirty as in like someone's been in here and destroyed it, more like it's just hasn't been kept for a long time. But you do see a male child standing next to a high chair with what appears to be a female baby. And the baby is crying furiously. He's holding a crossbow and is mesmerized at what you're doing. Unfortunately, he's lost track of reloading it.
So I'm working on both of them. I'm trying to calm the child. I've gone into my. Excuse me. I wonder if I have a moment of your time. I'm here to show you something you haven't seen in at least 5 minutes. Here, will you hold this balloon for me? Thank you very much. And you hold this for me.
Okay.
I make a balloon and put it around the kid's head.
Do me a favor. Go ahead and roll a perform check.
Okay.
That'll help.
Okay.
Or hinder.
Whatever. Perform.
Charisma. If you have
Yep,
I got it. Okay. I got a 16 on that, so okay.
So yeah, the baby actually kind of does that whole thing, and then the boy is just kind of like, wow. How long do you perform?
I'm just going to keep going until someone tells me to stop, because this is my world. Okay. I am a children's birthday party balloon clown. This is my moment!
Well, while you're keeping them distracted, I'm going to look to see if there's an adult in the house.
All right. You do a quick search. What you find...
I will join John. Trying to find the
join
adult.
John. And Jules, what? Same thing? Okay. So you all kind of split up and wander through the house. What you discover while you're wandering through is that there's 2 bedrooms. There's one room with what appears to be a large bed in it that looks, again, like it's just not been kept. The other room has a bed and a bassinet in it, and it also, I mean, it looks less so, but it unkept, but also used, as if someone has been using it.
Okay.
The kitchen area does have food on a table that has starting to spoil. And there's dishes in a sink in the kitchen. It looks like I said, it looks like a cottage that has been lived in, but not necessarily maintained properly as far as cleaning goes.
So is the boy like 10 or 9?
He's probably, if you were to guess, if you cut him in half and count his rings, probably 8 years old or so.
Okay.
And the child actually seems to be still a baby, so not very old at all.
Okay.
All right, so when you do your search, that's what you discover.
So no adults.
No adults in the house whatsoever.
So they're squatting here.
Or something.
Or they were abandoned.
Yeah, daddy gone dead, you know.
So I want to try and get the truth out of this kid.
All right, well, right now Fluffernutter is killing it for a show.
Killing it.
And the kids are calm, so do you stop Fluffernutter, or do you let him continue to a certain point, or what do you do?
I give the baby some sugar lemons to suck on because I have some.
The baby?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, she's happy. She actually ends up almost choking on one because she's obviously hungry and kind of gulps it at first.
Okay. I like, oh, here you go,
But
baby.
you help her out.
Yeah, I'll look and see I've got yogurt in my bag, too.
That's
So I will.
disturbing.
So I bring my performance to an end, and I hand over the situation to Yuri.
Okay.
So
So the boy, when the thing ends, the boy claps and he says, "I have to apologize. You obviously are not evil people, but you never know. As Dad always said, you can't be too careful who comes knocking."
So is your dad still around?
The boy takes a deep breath and he says, "I don't know. Well, firstly, my name is Harold, and this is my sister Androma. They're humans. They're human children.
Humans, okay.
And my father, German, has left to go hunting at the start of winter, and he hasn't come back.
That's been weeks, right?
It's
Yeah.
currently mid-spring.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh
So-
dear.
A good solid month at least. Yeah.
Yes, a couple
And
months.
What about your mother? If this
Mom
is
died.
maybe-
Mom died 2 years ago when she gave birth to my sister.
Okay.
She's
Androma's
buried
2
out
years
back.
old. Okay. Father John.
I'm worried because I don't know what happened to him, and he's been gone for so long, and the fields need planted, and I don't know what to do. I didn't learn fast enough.
I bet some bear meat would help.
The
you
first
along.
thing I'm
It
going to
was
do
going to offer
I'm going to cook
some
us up
meat.
some dinner.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say.
All right.
I wonder.
Show
if
me
we
the
could
kitchen, boy.
All right.
offer to stock their fridge and maybe plant some of their fields for them. Maybe
Okay,
show
so
them.
basically what happens is you guys kind of settle in, take up stuff in the house, and kind
Right.
of help them to get situated. The boy actually goes on to tell you that he has been trying to find his father, but he can't leave his sister for too long because she is too young to be on her own. And that his father usually hunts the foothills of the mountains nearby for moose and caribou and turkey or whatever else comes along, but he's worried that maybe he got injured or otherwise. He's not sure. He wouldn't think that his dad would leave, but he doesn't know what to do.
Family anywhere?
And he says, "Are you folks an army? Part of an army? Part of a group?
We're
Are you?"
not an army, but we might be willing to help.
He says,
Maybe
"Well,
we can go.
if you can help, if you can find my dad, I'll give you everything I have." He says, I got the," and he kind of jumps down off the chair, goes in his room, and you hear him kind of shuffling around, and he pulls out a small chest, and he puts it on the table. He says, "This is all I've been saving this," and
okay. First of all, we're not taking anything from this child.
I was gonna say,
we're not taking anything from this child.
We're not.
Put it away.
We don't need.
We're not even going to leave this child. So
No.
we're going to find out real quick if this child has family somewhere else.
He does say that his uncle lives in Silvermist.
Okay, we're heading to Silvermist. We're going to take you with us, and we're going to feed you and take care of you and bring you to Silvermist to your uncle.
I don't want to leave here. If my dad comes home, he'll be worried.
If your dad comes home, we'll leave him a note. And after we get you to your uncle, then we'll see how about finding your father.
Okay.
How about them apples?
Well, I don't really have a choice. But I don't know.
You guys have.
I mean, we could take some time to collect some things.
I was gonna say, do you have
Maybe if you can,
we could pick up and
maybe if you can find him
guys?
before this happens, then you won't have to take me with you.
He's been gone for 2 months.
He's gonna be.
I will offer to stay with the child if you guys would like to go take maybe a day to go look in the surrounding forests.
Will that affect our time frame to get to Silvermist?
No.
And since he has a relative in Silvermist, it seems to me better to just take him there.
Omar says,
Can your
I can
father
take a...
read?
Pardon?
Can your father read?
He can, yes. He was teaching
We
me.
can leave him a note explaining what happened and where he can find you.
Right. Uncle or auntie, whoever.
Oh, you can read and write?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Mom used to keep paper in the drawer. Hold on, I'll see if she's still got it there. He pulls out a...
If not, I have parchment in my bag.
Dang.
He pulls out a piece of parchment and says, "Unfortunately, I knocked over the inkwell. They don't have any."
That's okay. I pull mine out of my bag, my pen.
All right.
What would you like the note to say?
So
that your dad knows that you are okay.
I went to Uncle's house, Uncle Phillip's house. We're going to say you guys spend the rest of the day there.
Yeah.
And just before nightfall, I need you to roll perception, please.
Okay.
It's just like, oh man, come on. We're not going to find out they're like doppelgangers and they're going to eat our souls, are they? I'm not sure I'm happy about this all of a sudden.
Right.
Did cast detect magic.
You did. And there was no magic.
There was no magic detected, so.
I'm not that kind of
Well,
demon.
I got an F and 6. Fine. So, fine.
Right.
Fine.
I'm not expecting anything. I'm not seeing nothing.
I got a 21.
I'm cleaning the kitchen.
So just to be clear, I rolled a 1.
I have a 14.
I'm plus 5 perception, so that's
right.
Why it was a 6.
No worries.
Yeah, so I got 14 for perception.
Okay, so 10 or better. Who got 10 or better? Raise your hands. Okay. As you guys are kind of, I guess, packing up the kids a little bit, getting the place a little bit... Oh, my audio just cut out. That was weird. You hear something in the barn out back. Kind of sounds like boards breaking and A loud thud.
Okay, well, I want to go investigate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I grab 2 balloons in one in each hand, and I go with it.
Oh, I assume I don't know since I didn't make my roll.
Yeah, if you didn't get 10 or better, you don't know.
Right. We don't know
Well,
what's going
fine.
on.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. What's going on? Where are you guys going?
I'm cooking the pie.
Did y'all not just hear that?
No, what'd you hear?
A loud ass bang out there. It sounded like somebody just came in through the back.
Omar
Okay.
rolled a 1.
Okay,
He's like,
I grab my
mean the wind?
staff. Right.
No, bro, wake up a little bit.
huh?
Where are the kids?
They're in right here.
All right.
I
I'll watch.
All
I'll
right.
stay with the children.
tied them.
want
I
to
tied
grab
them to their
torch.
chairs so they wouldn't leave.
Don't tie them
Is
to their
it?
chairs.
What?
It's nighttime, right?
It's dusk.
It's like dark out. Is it dark?
It's twilight time. Yes.
I'm cooking dinner.
Okay, so
I'm making bear steaks.
I grab a torch and I start walking outside.
I'll go
Bear
with her.
stew.
All right.
Dude.
So you
I'm-
make your way towards
I'm
the
with
barn.
Yuri.
The barn is closed from the side that you're coming up on, by the big barn doors. And as you're walking up towards it, you hear again something like a. Well, now you hear that sound, that wooden kind of obstruction sound, but then you hear a horse whinny, like
Okay.
Okay.
then you hear a thump, and you hear.
So I'm gonna look real confused over at her. And who what do you think? What
Do we have horses?
you go in
We
there?
don't have horses.
Just about that
We have
time,
horses.
you hear a shriek come out of the barn, like if you could imagine an owl screaming, that almost eagle-like "Rah!" that
Okay.
comes out of the barn. And now what do you do?
I'm going to preemptively draw my bow, but
Same. Same.
just
Same.
Yep.
just enough. I'm gonna knock it, and I'm gonna knock an arrow, but I'm gonna start approaching real slow,
Okay.
just kind of ready.
All
Is
right.
there a window I can look out of through the kitchen?
Yes.
Because I'm watching the children.
All right. Let's go ahead and roll initiatives.
I'm not leaving these kids.
I
25.
got 13.
Man, you're killing it tonight, Hazy.
Oh, right, bam.
Don't worry, next episode I'll probably go back to shooting into the stars. So
All
God.
right. So 25 or better, anybody? 25, 24?
I would put my dice in jail, but I'm using digital dice. I have my real dice. I should be rolling real dice. That's what I need to do.
I have a
Real
17, but I'm
guy.
not in combat.
I'll wait
I
for
just
you if you want to grab them.
You know.
No, I have them.
Okay.
I've already rolled. I'll take this roll. Next
All
time
right.
I'll roll a real die.
So, anybody got 20 or above? 19, 18, 17.
17. I'm not outside, but I'm trying to watch what's going on. Can I see from my vantage point, or do
Yes.
I need to leave the building?
You can see from
We'll
your
do that.
vantage point. So, if you get into action, this will be the time that you would move.
I'm going to hold my action and position myself to be prepared to do a bless spell if
Okay.
something goes wrong.
17,
waiting.
16, 15, 14, 13, 12,
Me. 13.
12, 11.
I got a 7. I'm the
7.
last one. I got a 7. That's what I got.
Did you roll a... I won't have you roll
I rolled
for
a
the...
2.
We'll have you roll for your Cappy and that goblin dog later if they get involved.
Okay.
All right. So let me make one more roll. All right. So as you are standing there, of course, the barn sounds like it's under attack. It's kind of shaking every now and then. You hear loud craziness. Hazy Witch, what do you do? You have no sound.
I I suggest slowly opening the door.
That was very dramatic.
My-
Thank you. So you begin to slowly open the door?
Slowly open the door.
All right, so you
One
reach up, you
hand.
unclasp the lock, you kind of start to
Yep, I
slide
kind
it
of
over.
look back at the other three to like kind of signal like, hey, y'all,
And the door's
be ready for
creeping
anything
open,
to come up out of this
and
barn
the
right
door's
now.
creeping open, and John, from your vantage point, you see into the barn. Let's see. You have low light vision, right?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
You see that there is something in there in the far back that appears to be moving around. Like you kind of see like a claw pop up and smash down, and then something else in the shadowy, look because of the low light vision you have.
There's something big in the barn back there, y'all.
You yell through the window.
I was gonna say, can we hear him?
I will. If I have to go through the door, I'll open the door.
So this is not a real high class soundproof building, right? I mean, this is.
It's an old barn. It's an old medieval barn. No.
Yeah, it's an old rotting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in between the group and the kids. I'm keeping an eye on the kids. I'm making sure they're staying where they needed to stay.
All right, well, at this point, the kids now
enough.
crowded around you. Well, the boy has crowded you up in the window trying to see what's going on, too.
That's right.
Because he's like, oh, what's happening in the barn?
Something's in the barn.
Yeah. So next up is Omar, and Omar actually sees something and fires.
So I'm like opening up the shutters and there's something in the barn, y'all.
Yeah. He actually, as soon as you creak the door open enough, he actually shoots into the barn. So.
Oh, the boy?
Omar, what did you see? Hang on.
Yeah, Omar doesn't react. He just shoots, and he actually hits. That's cool. Barely.
You got it.
But hits what?
So when he hits it, it lets out this roar again. Like it sounds like almost like a hawk and eagle scream mixed together with a deeper roar in it, which is
Are we
weird.
about to fight an owlbear? Are we about to fight an owlbear?
Don't know.
Y'all about to run. I'm about to watch you run. That's what I'm about to do.
Jules,
I'll be like, get in the house, close the door.
what kind of vision? You have low light, right? Or do you have?
I'm low light.
I
It's
have low light.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you see what John's seeing.
Yeah,
There's
low light.
shadowy things in there
But
moving around.
I'm better than humans. I've
Right.
So,
Yeah. I
So
have
you see
low
the
light
same
vision
thing,
that's
Jules.
better
And
than
you
Who
just
is it?
seen
Omar
Omar fire an arrow in there and hit something, and it kind of rears up, and it's very, very big.
oh my God. Run!
Okay, I look at Ambrosius and tell him to get back to the kids because we're going to need John out with us.
Okay.
And
Him
you've
and
already seen
Precious-
Ambrosius take on a bear.
Yeah, him and
so,
Precious
I
both
mean,
kind of haul back into the house like, okay, Mom, no problem. Zing!
So
It's bigger than the bear.
Yes.
this is not the same day we kill the bear, so we have spells back.
Yes,
Yes.
it's the next
Yeah.
day.
We had a
So
couple
you're,
days.
you're,
Yeah,
you're fully
okay.
boated right now.
So how close is the bear, or is this creature to the barn door?
It's in the back of the barn, and you're at the front of
It's
the
all
barn.
the way in the back?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So I'm
Arthur,
not close enough to touch it.
your turn.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go forward and see if I can see what the hell's going on in there.
Okay. Are you sticking your head in the barn to see what's going on, or?
I am going to cast the cantrip Dancing Lights and
Nice.
illuminate the interior of the barn.
There
Okay.
you go.
So,
Okay, good.
phew,
Good choice.
all of a sudden there's. All right, now, is your dancing lights multicolored or one color?
There are three different, red, green, and blue.
Excellent.
Three balls. floating
So
in the
what
air.
lights up in the barn is
An owlbear. Okay.
An owlbear! That's actually super cool how
you
the
see
background
one
comes out.
owlbear in one corner. That's
Oh, Lord.
the one you saw shadowed, and then there's another one on the opposite corner that is trying to get to a donkey that they have on that side of the barn.
So are they fighting each other?
No, they're trying to eat, they're eating the horses in the
working
Eating
barn.
the
together.
animals.
So
There's a horse and a donkey.
We have not one owlbear, but two owlbear.
Yes, that's what illuminates with your dancing lights. Right
All right,
now, the monsters react. And
Tommy said you see a large pile of nope. Yes.
Like owl-type movement, their head turns towards the light, and they're kind of looking at the light like, oh. And that's all they do for their turn. Hazy, you're standing there at the door. Arthur's lights are lighting it up, and you see these two large, very large owlbears in the barn. One of them has the horse by the haunches, like its claws are in the meat of the horse's hind end. The other owlbear is trying to get to the donkey, who has pushed himself up against the opposite corner from it, so it hasn't gotten into the enclosure yet.
Okay, I'm frantically screaming no, and I'm going to take a shot at the one that has a horse.
Okay, roll to hit. You're going to have to hit an armor class of 15 or better.
Oh,
15 or
damn, I
better.
got a 14.
Oh! So you fire an arrow. You're shooting arrows, right?
Yep.
Or bolts. What are you shooting? Bow?
Arrows.
Okay. So it kind of sticks in the... You notice that, well, when you fire, you miss, but you hit one of the boards hanging down from the giant hole that the two of them knocked in the barn in the back. Next up is John.
Yes, I am positioning myself to be as close as I can to the combat, to affect as many people as I can with my bless spell.
Okay. You'd be able to, with your standard movement without rushing, you can do that. So.
Okay.
Omar's turn. He's going to take another shot of alcohol. Just wanted to make sure I'm not utilizing this fully. So. Okay. He misses.
Looking at my spell.
Jules.
Okay. Combat never works for me. I'm going to kind of get in the doorway, so I can see both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to be like, hey, put it down now.
Roll your...
Just to get it to...
Roll intimidate. Wait, but you have talk with animals, right?
I was going to say, would that be
Yes.
in her talk with animals?
Hold on. Is that a spell or is that a special ability? I forgot.
That is... I have it as a spell.
What do you have for special
does
ability?
it?
Right.
Special ability... I have handle animal as the special ability.
Okay. You don't have wild empathy, do you?
No.
Okay. So, I'm going to do something a little different on this one. So you have the cantrip, speak with animal, right? You're going to roll your intimidation on it. You're going to add your intimidation to the check that they have to conquer. So whatever you roll for your intimidation check.
10.
Okay. So you cast Talk to Animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have to make a will save, and they failed.
Oh no!
So these two owlbears, they're looking at the lights. All of a sudden, they got this pissed off gnome screaming at them. They actually look down at you. The bear that has the horse goes and like holds its paws like whoops. The other one stops and is like looks at the other one like I don't know what to do. And that's your turn. Arthur.
I'm gonna try this one more time and a little differently because the last time didn't work. So I'm making a scary face out of balloons.
Okay.
Like a really scary face.
Mm-hmm.
And I touch it and it glows red. and I throw it in the air, and it moves toward. They can make one of them needs to make a will save.
Okay.
Creepy.
The one that's hurt needs to make a will save. That ought to help.
Okay, they got a 15 on that.
They saved. I've never had a spell work. Okay.
Damn it. They
Maybe
rolled
it's the
low
balloons?
on Jules. Okay, so that happens, and then the monster's turn. So they're kind of like a little confused. I'm going to treat this as almost like a stun at the moment, because they're starting to figure out that
I'll be back in 3 minutes.
Okay. There's other things to eat now. Hazy, your turn.
Oh, look, more food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just said more things to eat, not today.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know
well, I know. I mean, I don't know.
Zombie Jesus, you see a large pile of nope. Anyway.
Nope.
Yeah. How close am I to that first owlbear?
Not. You're about the same distance from both because they're in opposite corners and you're kind of in the middle. So.
Okay.
So we're in between two owlbears.
Yes.
Yeah.
But forward from them.
Right.
So.
I'm gonna take another shot with my bow.
Okay. 15 or better.
No, a 12.
This one goes out through the hole in the back of the barn. Good job.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
John, now you can cast your bless on everybody.
Okay. I cast Bless. Everyone gets a +1 morale to their attack and saving throws for the next couple minutes. 2 minutes. Two
Okay.
minutes?
+1 to what?
+1 to attack and +1 to saving throws against fear effects. So you feel a morale boost, basically,
Okay.
as I'm chanting to Lathander. I mean, Saren Ray, excuse me.
So, yeah, Omar hits.
Please, Saren Ray, don't let these owlbears kill us. Please.
So, Omar hits one.
Don't let them kill us.
Hits the one that has the horse right in the chest. And that kind of snaps it out. Like, ah! Jules.
So we have one that's injured and one that's just standing there still stupefied.
A little bit.
Yes.
A little bit, full stun. I'm gonna try it again and just tell him to get out of there. Because again,
Okay, well, there's a
if I
cantrip,
fight,
so you
I
can
lose.
cast as many
So-
cantrips as you like. There's no
No limit on them.
no minimum. So, cast your speak with animals again.
Yep.
What are they get a chance to ignore it, right?
Well, they
It's
can
not
hear.
compulsory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
He
not
gets just to
compulsory.
talk to him.
Yeah,
It's not a command or anything.
Right. It's
Yeah.
not a command. It's just to
Yeah.
speak. Get out of
Yeah.
here. Let me see. What happens with their will saves? Oh my god. So the one on the right that's trying to get the donkey doesn't do anything, but the one who was tracking the horse actually starts to turn and go out the door. The bit they made.
The door that they made. The hole.
Oh,
Hey, grab my arrow
Arthur,
while you're back there.
your turn.
Just gonna shoot with the bow and arrow.
Okay.
The die I'm rolling. I don't know what the rest of you were doing in 1978, but this die right here, that's when I got this die. It was 1978.
Yes.
Oh.
I rolled a 15.
Hey, that hits.
Okay. And then let's see. I do. Let me get another one here. 4 damage.
I need to go potty.
I already took care of that. It's all right.
All right.
Sorry, my dog's looking up at me.
Which one did
Go
you shoot
take him
at?
out real quick.
The one
The
leaving
one that was
or
hurt.
the one
The
that
one
was
that
hurt?
was hurt.
That's the one that was
Yeah.
leaving. So you shoot it in the back. Hey, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
And that's actually it. It turns around and actually starts to charge towards the group.
Uh-oh. See,
As
y'all
it
done pissed
got
us
hit.
off. Now, gonna leave.
So that one turns to go at you. The other one is just still standing there like, top of the round.
How many of the animals are dead, or are there any dead ones?
The
Or is it just the
horse
donkey?
that was there has got bleeding haunches.
Okay.
The donkey is about ready to have a heart attack. That's all that's in there.
Can
The
I
horse and
reach either animal without getting involved with the owlbear?
donkey. The way that the barn is set up, you could move around the outside of it to get into the stable parts.
Uh-huh.
So you could do that, yes. But it would take you around to get to either one.
Okay. Then I will do the equivalent of dash
Okay.
and run as fast
But
as
you
I
managed
can
to get to the
there.
door, and then your turn would be next.
Sure.
Or your turn would be done. So, Hazy, you held your action for a moment. What do you do?
Did anything happen while I was gone?
I shot the one that was leaving in the back, and it turned around to come toward us.
Yes.
That's what I do. I stare at you like that.
Shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it!
Why?
We're committed now.
I'm gonna have.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm gonna
So
have
I
Dale
guess
draw
I'm
that
gonna-
scene.
We're gonna have.
I guess
to
I
shoot
knock
the
another
guy.
arrow, and
Please.
I'm gonna shoot again, I guess, since the one is coming back.
Okay, roll to hit. 15 or better. Here, I'll tell you that. Roll your initiative.
15.
There you go. Okay. Roll your damage. I say roll your initiative because you made great initiative rolls, but your attack rolls have been rough. So
Yeah,
roll
yeah.
initiative again. Okay. Don't do that.
8. No, 8.
8 points?
Yep.
Nice. That owlbear's looking a little rough. Up next would be Omar. He's going to shoot at that one. Is starting to charge also, and fails. Jules.
I am now thinking that I need some long-range weapons. Because I'm pretty sure that sickle is not going to do anything. I'm not even going to try.
You took throw anything, didn't you?
Right.
So, hey.
It's like one little claw.
I could throw my dagger, but again, I never roll well with those. But I'm going to try because now it's charging us. Thanks,
You're going to whip a
Fluffernutter.
dagger at it?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack. You will get a bonus from your dexterity for doing that.
16.
That hits.
Sweet.
D4.
Working
plus
on it. Where'd I lose it to?
Or no, D4 plus whatever your dexterity modifier.
Up there. 7.
Nice. You actually do really well in putting that dagger into it. You put it in a good spot. Arthur?
All right. How close is he to us?
Well, he just turned, so he's still towards the back of the barn.
Okay. I'm going to back up 10 feet and then shoot another shot.
Okay. You can do that.
That's a 16 to hit.
That would hit.
2 damage.
Okay. The monster. Now then. What kind of move does this thing have? Same as... Okay, so it is charging forward. It's able to charge at 60 feet. So it's going to be right at the front of the barn at its full charge.
Okay.
So it's all of a sudden from the back of the barn to up in y'all's faces. That's all it does. The other one actually, it's almost like, this is great. The other one kind of looks at Jules's character like, almost like, can I attack? Like, Mom, can I play too? It's stalling in the back because it's not quite sure what to do at this moment. So we'll go back to the top of the round. Hazy. The owlbear is now looking you in the face.
Can I use a cantrip, Touch of Fatigue? It fatigues the target.
Sure.
It's a spell, so I don't think
Is it a touch spell or just a...
Yeah, a touch attack.
So you're like, hi.
So laughing across the
What
face.
What does it entail?
A fatigued character can neither run nor charge and takes a -2 penalty to strength and dexterity.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. That would be Hazy's turn. John?
Have I reached one of the animals?
Yes, you got to the... Okay, which animal were you headed towards?
Whichever was closest that I can get to without an owlbear. The horse. Whichever
Horse.
and the most... The
Right.
horse?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get the door open, and
Sure.
the horse actually starts to charge towards you because it sees an out now.
Yes.
So that's what's going to happen. It's going to charge
Okay,
past
do
you.
I need to make an animal handling roll, or I want to heal the horse if I can?
Yeah, you
if
have
I
to you
can't-
have to do a handle animal to just kind of touch it as it goes by because it's not you're not going to be able to stop it. It's getting away from
Okay.
danger. So
Right. Well, then I'll just get out the way.
okay,
Then.
are you
If
going
I'm
to try
putting
to touch
it-
cast on the way then through, or not?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so just go ahead and do the
Is it
spell.
animal handling?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, just do the spell because you're kind of like standing back and just slapping it as it goes by with your spell.
Basically.
So yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. So I'm doing 1d8 damage plus 1 point per. So it'll be 1d8 plus 1.
1d8 plus 1 is
So 4 plus 1.
9.
Unless you're okay. There you go.
So yeah, it's like it goes by and you see like as it's rocketing by you, you see the claw marks on the side just whoop heal over as it runs by.
Oh, good. Okay.
But still freaks the horse out, which still runs and bolts into the field. Omar is like, holy crap! Yes, critted.
Yay!
Yay!
Hey!
We need a crit.
Critted on.
Ooh,
Ooh, he did 20 points.
Ow.
Drops the owlbear right in the doorway.
Okay.
Nice.
Is owlbear meat good?
We're
We're gonna find out. Every good adventure needs 3
All right,
meals,
now-
baby.
If you season it right, I imagine.
Jules.
Tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
Jules is next. The owlbear that's back in the back
Mhm.
turns and starts to charge towards the front. Like it finally figured out that it doesn't have to listen to Mom anymore.
Oh.
I am gonna poke my head out the door
Mhm.
and yell for Ambrosius.
Okay. That'll
We're
take
down
a
to
moment.
1, so I'm pretty sure the dog will take care of the kids.
Sure will.
But
Get back.
Ambrosius with his thick skull could be a bonus right now.
All right. So you holler for Ambrosius. Arthur, what do you do?
All right. Let's be creative here. Is there like a piece of cloth or a bag or anything around?
Feed bag?
We'll say there's a piece of burlap from a burlap sack laying on the floor.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand
Okay.
and pick up the cloth and put it over the owlbear's eyes.
All right. You can do that with magic, so it just happens. Boop.
Yeah.
So the owlbear now is blind and is running towards everyone. It kind of gets like it starts charging, and that happens, and it kind of slides to a stop and is trying to get the bag off its face.
I mean, it's not attached to it or anything.
It cannot. It does not do it. That was its move.
Okay.
All right. So Hazy, your turn. See, right now there's a dead owlbear laying in the doorway, and then the other owlbear is probably advanced maybe 20 feet towards everyone, but now it's trying to get a burlap sack off its face.
I just freed one of the horses.
And John just let the horse out and healed it.
I freeze up.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. John.
Yes.
You've disappeared.
You've gone. You vanished.
I'm dashing to the donkey if I can.
So are you going through the barn or around the back of the barn, or what are you doing?
Whichever keeps me from running into an owlbear.
Around the back of the barn. All right.
Okay.
So you managed to get there and get to the door when it's Arthur's turn.
And I'm gonna cast ghost sounds, which lets me create a simple illusionary sound or vision. It's basically minor illusion.
Mm-hmm.
This could be bad.
And I'm gonna set up the loudest, scariest scream that I can come up with right in front of this beastie's face.
Okay, so you think probably what would scare an owlbear would probably be a dragon.
I make it sound like a roar of a dragon.
As best you can, because you haven't heard one yet.
As best I can.
So you hear this kind of like lion-like, deep guttural roar. Let me see what the owlbear does. Oh my goodness, the owlbear rolled a 1.
Okay.
Owlbear, this is the best
terrified.
scene. So the owlbear is trying to get the bag off. Arthur casts the spell. Everybody hears this roar, but y'all know
it's not really loud. It's right in his face. It's loud to him, but honestly, it's not terribly loud.
Oh, excuse me. Well, you do hear it then. But everybody does hear something. They just don't hear it loudly.
Yeah.
So you hear this kind of thing, and this bear just stops, and like you see its head cock, like and it cocks again, like the other way, and then it kind of goes down on all fours, and it's looking around. It can't see nothing, but it's like it's trying to like figure out what's happening. So we'll go ahead and go back to the top of the round. So Hazy, this owlbear seems to be confused as hell.
Alright, me still somewhat confused and frozen up.
Shoot it, girl, shoot it!
Another arrow and shoots for the owl.
Okay.
+1.
15 or butter.
An 11.
That does not hit. Okay, so next up is John. You get to the door of the donkey, and you open the door, and the donkey's just glaring at you like like it's obviously traumatized.
Right. Same thing. Touch it if I can. Do a cure.
It doesn't have any damage.
Okay.
You actually will have to roll handle animal for this one.
Okay, I can do that. I'll roll a handle animal. I rolled a 4.
Doesn't seem
I don't
to be,
know what I'm doing.
It doesn't seem to be taking effect yet.
Okay.
Omar aims and shoots and misses. Jules.
Is Ambrosius near yet?
Ambrosius gets to you by this point, yes. He runs up to you and makes a weird capybara sound. Okay, so you walk up to it and
get it, Ambrosius!
grab the bag. And that's as far as you get in your turn, as you get a hold of you start walking up to it and you start approaching it. Arthur, what do you do?
What are you doing?
What the hell? Well, okay.
It's clear that, obviously, that Callean feels that her capybara can kill an owlbear. So,
Callean, can you use a sling?
I don't see why not.
yeah,
Okay.
you can.
I don't
It's a
So
simple
yeah.
weapon.
I have a sling that I use when I want to use my shield. So I take the sling and put it in a bag of sling bullets and I throw it to her. Is that
Okay.
my action, or can I do something else?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
And you can do one other thing if you like.
I'm gonna let loose an arrow.
Okay, go ahead.
Nah, that was sailing somewhere else. I got so consumed with the
Okay, so at this point, the owlbear freaks out. It spins around. When it does, unfortunately, Jules, your character gets knocked over when it spins. When it spins and hits you, though, it freaks out even harder, and it just takes off like a rocket the other direction. Unfortunately, because the bag never got off its head, it careens into a support pole in the barn, and just plows through it and knocks itself clean out, slides to a stop at the back of the barn as the back of the barn starts to collapse on top of it.
Oh, let's get out of here.
So we will go out of rounds, unless you are going to stay in the barn for some reason. You can very easily go out of the barn, and the back of the barn will collapse on top of the owlbear.
Yes, we'll
Okay.
run. We'll collect the meat later.
That effectively ends that owlbear because it got hit with a barn.
Okay.
So, what do you guys do now? The kids, the boy is plastered to the window, like his eyeballs are sealed to it almost, watching the whole thing go on. What do you guys do now?
Well,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm just saying, if there's owlbears in this area, Daddy's dead. We don't need to tell these kids, but I'm thinking that, these owlbears are probably ate Daddy a while ago.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
Well, just cause I've never seen an owlbear before, I'm gonna pluck me a couple of feathers and maybe get me a claw or two as well. So
Yeah, the owlbear that you guys killed at the front of the barn is still there. It has not been
I'll
at the barn
pluck
collapse
some
on it,
feathers
so.
and I'll get 3 claws. Cut out 3 claws. It's bloody work, but there we go.
Oh, that's cool.
Easily
I've never seen them before, so there we
Do
go.
owlbears make unique components for anything? Do we know?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
No,
I
but
wonder.
component harvesting is a thing. So you managed to do that without any problem.
Okay.
Omar helps you with that, so not mess anything up. And you guys basically spend the night at the cottage.
I make a big old bear steak stew.
Perfect. In talking to the child more, he tells you that Uncle Phillip lives in Silvermist. That him and his aunt, what's her name?
Philippa. It's Philip and Philippa. Just be easy, man. Just
Rosa.
Be easy.
Rosha.
Be easy with
Excuse me.
yourself. Okay.
Aunt Rosha was actually a handmaiden for the.
Rosha.
You find out was a handmaiden for the royalty that rules Silvermist.
Oh, we'll have to figure that.
But that's all he really knows. So that's all he tells you.
There should be a reward
So
for saving these brats.
So you guys load up the kids in the morning.
Yes.
And you venture on. you've still got about a week and 3 days before you get to Silvermist.
Okay.
So we will do
We're not
random
gonna,
encounters.
as long as we've got the kids in tow, we're not going to take any unnecessary.
No.
Right, no.
Yeah.
Random encounters that occur are just things that happen at different times. So
Sure.
Mike's arm has reappeared.
Yes.
Unless one of them turns out to be a little vampire, then we're killing them both. But
All right, so no other things happen to you on the way to Silvermist.
Yay.
So you arrive, you're coming down the road, and the road for about a day before you get to Silvermist has turned into cobblestone.
Okay.
So it's a really nice, wide road. And you're about a day out. About 2 days out, it turns to cobblestone. About halfway through the next day before you get there, you start getting into traffic. Just traveling back and forth. I'm sliding over a little. Okay. I guess I was
You're
off
moving
center.
in space.
Doody. And as you come around the front part, you are amazed at the scene of Silvermist. It is a large city that is of elven design. So the gates and the port cutlasses and everything are on the road in front of you. There's large buildings looming up in the distance that kind of disappears into foothills and into the forest. And it's kind of breathtaking for you. You've not seen, one, this kind of elven construction, and two, in this amount of it. So you kind of stop.
Right.
The whole group stops for a minute. It's just like,
In
whoa.
awe of it.
Yeah, even Omar, who is
even
an
the
elf, is like, wow. Hmm?
I was gonna say even the elves.
Even the elves are like, whoa, because you're kind of from a local area, from Greenwood. You're not from here, so.
Right. And I was raised by humans.
Right.
So
it's pretty dumbfounding. And so you make your way into Silvermist, and one of the guards, one of you, actually Omar asks the guard, he says, we're looking for Phillip and Rocha Cormond. And the guard says, what business do you have with them? And he says, well, we have their nephew and niece for ransom. We'd like to have them parted out and made
For
into...
ransom?
I mean, we
That's
might...
pretty forward.
We might have a situation. We have their nephew and niece with us, and we need to return them to them because we don't know what's happened to his father, and we unfortunately know what's happened to his mother, their mother. And the guard says, "Oh yes, yeah. I'll take you to them." So the guard talks to some other guards and lets them know what's happening. He has you follow him, and they take you through town, through the city. Excuse me. Kind of start heading towards off in the distance. When you get further into town, you see further off in the distance is a large castle and kind of some buildings and homes and things out that stretch out from it that are kind of behind a secondary wall. They takes you through
Bougie.
that and up to
it's bougie.
It's bougie. Very bougie.
It's bougie.
Takes you to a very large townhouse, and that says Cormond above the door. And the guard knocks on the door, and a maid opens the door. Says, "How can I help you?" And says, "These people have business with the Lord and Lady this afternoon. These are Philip's children." The maid actually's eyes get really big, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, yes, hold on one moment. Lord Cormond is home. Let me summon him." So she invites you in, and you are kind of standing in the foyer of this very beautiful built townhouse. And the uncle comes in through a set of doors underneath the stairs in front of you, and he runs up and he grabs his nephew and niece and shakes them like crazy. No, I'm kidding. He says,
Oh, jeez.
he embraces the boy and takes the girl and says, "What happened? What happened?" And the little boy says, the boy's crying. He says, "I don't know. Father has disappeared. He's been gone for months now." And Phillip he has a very concerned but aggravated look on his face. And about that time, two other children come out into the foyer, and they're about a year older than the boy. Two other boys. And the one boy kind of lights up and runs over to him and starts playing with them because it's his cousins. And he knows them. And Omar says to Phillip, he says, "You'll have to excuse us. I'm Omar Dirgewood, and this is my adventuring group." And Phillip kind of looks at Omar and says, "Adventuring group?" He says, "Yes. We were coming here to explore the Adventurers Guild when we stumbled across your brother's claim." And Phillip says, "Yes." He's holding the daughter. He says, "My brother didn't care for royalty. He wanted to be of the land. So when the kingdom opened up new lands to take, he bought a plot not far out of Silvermist, or from Silvermist, and started to farm. And he was very successful at it. We were quite proud of him for taking his own steps, but it was shortly after that his wife passed that we were concerned about the situation there. Do you know where he is by chance?" he asked Omar. And Omar says, "We didn't feel it was proper to look for him with the children in the house in the shape that the house was in." And Phillip actually seems a little choked up by that. He's like, I understand.
I will add, though, we did kill two owlbears on their property. So that may provide answers to
Phillip
where his
actually
father
looks at you and says, "Oh my goodness, owlbears."
Yes.
Um,
Are they indigenous here?
well, there's all kinds of animals that wander the woods outside from Silvermist all the way to Night Vale and further on. Some are of Fey origin, some not, but it's definitely wild. I mean, this is old growth forest. And about that time, a woman comes in and comes up and kind of kisses Phillip on the cheek and takes the baby from him. And he says to her, this is Rosa Caramond. This is my wife, their aunt. And he says, "I'm sorry to be rude. Again, I'm Phillip Caramond, and who are each of you? I apologize." And Omar, kind of said, "This is my group," but he didn't introduce you. He just said this was the group.
Right.
So he asked you individually. May I ask who you are, please?
Oh, well, I'm Dalan. I'm from where are we from again?
Greenhaven.
Greenhaven. We're coming out of Greenhaven.
Yeah. You are a man of the cloth, I see.
Yes.
Very good. It fits you well. And you, the bright-colored one, who are you?
I am the amazing Fluffernutter! And I reach forward and pull a balloon out of one of his kids' ears.
Oh, God. Well, maybe he'll think clearer now. That's amazing. Well, good job. And you, my ladies, who are you?
I just simply tip my head and say, Yuri.
I kind of step forward a little bit because I'm really short and behind some people. And say Callean, and this is my capybara Ambrosius and our wonder dog Precious.
He says, a wonder dog? As if you're wondering if it's a dog or not? It's so funny sometimes, I'm sorry. I don't see many of those about. You must be very good at handling animals to keep that in check.
I might have saved it from a warrior.
Well, I can't thank you all enough for bringing my nephew and niece to me. It shows me that you're actually decent people. I see you have a ranger with you, Mr. Omar. It's Mr. Dirgewood there. Would your group be interested in tracking down my brother in any capacity, whatever you might find of him, so we can have some closure to this? And Omar says, I don't know. Let me ask them. He turns
With
to
the
everybody
right
and says,
amount of coin.
What'd you say? Sorry.
With the right amount of coin.
He says, oh, yes, of course. I wouldn't hire you and not pay you. What is your fee for search and... Well, I didn't say search and rescue, but for recovery, perhaps? Or at least finding an answer to the problem. What would be comfortable price for you?
But it all depends on how long it takes. He's been missing for 2 months.
I mean, we could
Assuming
spend,
he's alive.
We could spend 6 months on this. You know.
True. I'll tell you what.
How many owlbears would we have to fight?
Pardon?
I mean,
And
right,
how many owlbears would we have to fight in that process?
because there may be more owlbears out there if there is, and we'll have to sweep the area.
Or
It probably
maybe make a
would
contract.
take us a few weeks at least
Okay.
to
Make a contract to have a deposit down, and then the rest.
He
will
says,
be
I
returned.
definitely would pay you an amount up front, and then whatever your fees would need to be past that. But
So I just want to step out of this conversation for a moment because truthfully, I don't remember why we're in town, like why we were coming here. Was it just to see the Goblin Band? I mean, there must have been
No,
some
you
other
already
reason,
did that.
No, the Adventurers
You're-
Guild here too.
you're trying. Your main focus was to come here to check out the
Get a job.
Adventurers
Okay,
Guild.
okay,
Yeah.
fine.
And then
I
catch
just want to make sure. I just want to make sure we're abandoning something. Okay,
So we
you're
found a
fine.
job.
back to conversation.
Found
Okay.
a job. Yep.
He says, I could offer 100 platinum for initial payment, and then I don't care how much it will cost past that to find the answers. So
So
whatever's
plus whatever
needed past
reasonable
that,
expenses.
once
Yeah.
this is settled, then we can figure out the rest from there. Would that be all right with you?
I feel like that's fair. That would cover any upfront costs that we incur.
Would you happen to have any potions of healing about the house?
No, we don't have them.
It was worth asking.
Understood. I know
Do you mind
potions
if
of
we-
healing are expensive because, actually, what was bringing you to Silvermist besides bringing the children here? I mean, obviously that was a major importance. Were you coming to Silvermist for any other reason by chance?
Come to check out the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, yes. He says, he kind of laughs. He goes, okay, I'll make this as part of the deal then. Come with me for a moment. He walks back through the set of doors, and it's an office he has back there. He says, I'm good friends with the guild master there. He says, if you're needing healing potions, the apothecary that's part of the guild would be able to get them for you. And he says, and here is I have a pass, basically, for you to get as many as you need to
The guild
take care of this
pass.
cost. I will cover the
Oh
cost of them.
my! Oh,
I will cover the cost of them myself, because if it's going to help you to find my brother, I don't care.
Okay.
Okay.
You see him sit down and kind of scribble out a note, and he folds it, puts it in an envelope, heats up the wax, does the wax seal, the whole thing, hands it to Fluffernutter, and says, present
Okay.
that to the guild master when you get to the Adventurers Guild. It'll give you access to some things that you wouldn't have as a guild member, because you're doing a favor for me.
Will it be permissible for us to use the child's former residence as a home base until we search the entire area?
Yes.
Oh,
And he says, well, in that case, please go to the Adventurers Guild, speak to them, let them know you're going to be collecting a few things, and then please get back to me as quick as you can with the
Guildmaster's
information.
name? The Guildmaster's name?
The Guild Master's name is... Edgar Willowwind. He is an elf like myself. Like myself, an elf. Anyway.
Okay.
And then he says, all right, then. He gives you your coin that he promised you
100 platinum.
in a sack.
Down payment.
Mm-hmm. He says, please don't hesitate in getting this figured out. It's not that I'm not wanting to pay you less. It's just that I need to know what's happened to my brother.
That seems reasonable.
Yes. If you stay out too long, I will assume that you have either died or just given up the quest.
We'll be back. If we decide that we are not up to the task or we've spent enough time on it, we will not leave you hanging. We will let you know.
You seem to be good people. I would expect the same. So, but please be on your way. I have some kids that I have to take care of now. As you hear that, you hear there's a sound from the other room, like it sounds like a it sound like a bowl that spins around on a hard surface, and then there's a crash, and you hear kids giggling and running off. As he says that, he's like, yes, I'll have to be taking care of children now. Please excuse me. The maid will see you out. And he actually goes out a separate door out of his office. And you hear him go, children! So the maid takes you out and to the front door and opens it and lets you out. What do you folks do now?
What time of day is it?
It is mid-afternoon.
I say we go to the Adventurers Guild and start that process. That's my vote.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
Pick up some potions.
big back and hungry, so
Yeah, is there an inn or a restaurant here that we can go to and spend some money?
You would know that the Adventurers Guild has all that as well.
oh.
So probably getting there would be all you would need to do to refresh yourselves and be up and running.
Oh, okay.
Well, then.
So you guys make your way there. Actually, the maid would tell you whatever you need is going to be at that Adventurers Guild. Master Willowwind has spared no expense in setting it up. So if you need refreshing, if you need equipment, if you need whatever, you'll find it at the guild.
Okay.
So she gives you directions to it. It's not that far. It's within walking distance. And you guys get to there. Walk up out of the encircled area that you're in now, and just outside of it, kind of to the northeast, is the Adventure Guild of Silvermist, which has a big gilded sign hanging in the front of it. It's hard not to see. It glimmers gold in the sunlight. It almost blinds you as you walk up to a set of ornate oak doors. As you walk up to them, there's big knockers on the door, so you donk, donk, donk. The door opens, and there is a tall elf standing there with white blonde hair who says, "Greetings. I am Master Willowwind. How can I help you?"
We have a letter of introduction. I hand him the communique.
Okay, he takes it out, opens it, and reads it. "Oh. Do come in." And he kind of steps in and leaves the door open for you. You walk into the front foyer of the Adventurers Guild, and it's kind of like a kind of a podium bar thing set up with 4 doors behind it. And he turns and he says, well, let's just get this over with as quickly as possible so you can get on your way. And he goes to the far right door and opens it up, and it's a tavern behind the door. There's it almost looks like, well, it doesn't look like Bug's Ale House, but if you would say like a typical medieval style tavern is behind that door. There's a female elf behind the bar, redheaded female elf, and then there's another brunette-haired female elf standing on the other side of the bar, just kind of talking to her. He walks in and leads you up to a table and has you all sit down, and he sits down too. And he says, well, welcome to the Adventurers Guild of Silvermist. Again, I am Master Willowwood. The bartender there is Rose, and the waitress is Daisy. They are guild members as well. You've introduced yourselves, but I would like to know, what is it you would like to accomplish with being an adventuring guild or adventuring group? What have you accomplished?
Oh, we've beaten some raccoons.
Oh, I think the bard should tell our story
That's
in
fair.
in song.
So, my bardcraft is balloon magic. So I'm trying.
She's telling the story.
Oh, it's like a mime that squeaks.
Right?
You know.
He's ordered drinks while this is going on, by the way.
I am forming all the animals and the creatures we fought out of balloons, and Yuri takes her bow and shoots it, and the owlbear suddenly pops into nothingness. You know, and all I walk us back in time. Yes. So I have a charisma of 19, right? So I'm a dazzling little fellow, but I'm trying. Arthur is trying not to jump in the front so much.
Please sell the story. Sell the story.
No, it's actually very impressive. He seems very amused by it, and says, "Wow, you've all accomplished quite a bit in your time as choosing to become adventurers." He says, "Well, I'll just make it brass tacks. This is the Adventurers Guild. I'm a retired adventurer myself." He says, "I loved the life, but I never wanted to leave it. Unfortunately, I needed to do something, so I came up with this." And he says the guild itself, the way that it runs, is you have to be a squire of the guild for a year. During that time, you have to complete 6 adventures. During that time, if you complete 6 adventures before a year is out, at the end of that year, you'll be voted on to become full guild members. He says, if you do that, and he says, the cost is, to be a guild member, it's 50 gold a year.
Per person.
Per person. And then 5% of whatever adventures we send you on, of loot that you get from that. And he says, but before you decide anything on that, let me take you and show you the rest of the guild to know, so you know what your money is actually purchasing. So he stands up and he kind of motions for you to come through this other door. And in the next hour, you manage to tour the guild. You find that the guild has a weapons room, a magic library, an alchemist's workshop, bunkhouses, bathing rooms, laundry facilities, training grounds, stables with a riding ring, a rogue workshop, a forge, and and use of the local mages guild and the local druids circle that are also members of the guild.
Oh.
And then he tells them, again, if you belong to the guild, then you have access to all of this. Anything that is brought in that is excess, as in meaning if other groups bring in magic items, if you bring in magic items that you can't use, so on and so forth, it is used amongst the group members. So, say maybe you're on an adventure and you get a magic dwarven hammer that no one can use in the group. That's okay. Bring it back to the Adventurers Guild. There might be a dwarf here that can use it, and in turn you'll be able to use something that maybe he cannot, or they cannot. He says, so that's the bonus to being a part of the Adventurers Guild. Besides having all of the use of the facilities, you also have use of items and weapons, armor, and other needed accoutrement that would help you in your adventures. He says, now, I don't expect you to answer the question now. I know you need to get to the situation that you are doing. This is a favor of the Coromons. And I'm going to tell you right now that you are going... He's saying this as he's leading you to the Alchemist Workshop.
Okay.
And he says... and he opens the door to it. And it's impressive, this Alchemist Workshop. If you can imagine like an old school library with the big bookshelves that line all the walls and the ladder that runs around with it, but it's vials and bottles and glass containers and things of different colored liquids. And he says, please let me introduce you to Master Thomas. And there's a human that's standing at a desk in the middle of this room, or a table. And he says, hello, I'm Master Thomas. I'm actually the mage of the group, but we don't have an alchemist at the moment, so I'm stepping in for that as well. And Willow Wind says, these fine folks have been tasked with the Coromon situation. And he says, oh, yes. He says, and he kind of walks over to the shelf and he picks it's a leather satchel. It's square, perfectly square, kind of rectangle shaped. He comes over and he sets it on the table and he opens it and it folds down. The front folds down and it's 12 vials in the front and 12 vials in the back. He said these are the front row is lesser healing potions, and there's 8 of them. The next row up is a little bit more stout of a healing potion. There's 8 of those. And then on the inside, there are 8 cure disease potions. And 8 more cure massive wounds potions. He said, this satchel is yours if you are able to complete the task. He goes, I'm going to give it to you to use. Use all of it that you need. But if you do not complete the task, you might have to replace them.
Okay.
That's
a lot.
Major money commitment.
Yeah.
Well, it's not something you would need to pay all at once, of course. You're not being guild squires even. This is a big gamble.
So there's
for us,
32.
so.
There's 32 potions in total.
Mm-hmm. In a satchel.
Mr. Coromon implied that he would cover the cost of any potions we might need.
Oh, he said, well, yes, of course. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. Yes.
32 or 24?
32. So it's four groups of 8. Lesser, irregular.
Willow Wind actually speaks up and he says, if you're concerned about that, he goes, I actually was thinking about this. There's a required 6 adventures that you have to complete to become a guild member. I'm not going to make you squires yet, but if you do decide to become one, and you do this job for the Coromons, I will count this as 3 adventures towards your goals.
Excellent.
Because I don't know what you're going to be facing. I have no idea. We can only prepare you for so much.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, what might you have against owlbears that we could use against owlbears?
Oh, I have this owlbear spray right over here. It's next to the shark repellent.
Oh, so one of the things in this story, you missed it. One of the things in this story was we fought this gigantic bear, and this capybara from hell came out. I just thought that it was amazing. It was amazing. The balloons.
You have a war capybara? That's amazing. I've never heard of that before.
A war capybara.
You could call it that.
I mean, we have a barbarian gnome. Not with us today.
Tobias would have a field day making a set of armor for your capybara. If you wouldn't mind, I would like to introduce you to him. So, and you actually kind of saw some of these people on the tour as you're walking through with the guildmaster, and he takes you down to the forge and back to the dwarf. And there's this really stout, very tattooed, very scarred dwarf is in there working on something. And he says, "Hey, Hammerstone, I have a project for you." And he says, "What's that?" He says, "What's that?" He says, "You see that little thing right there?" And he says, "You mean that puppy?" He says, "No, that's a capybara." "A what?" "A capybara." "Well, what the hell is that?" He says, It's an animal." "Well, obviously it's walking on 4 legs." He says, "Make a set of armor for it." And he says that, and the look on the dwarf's face is like, which makes Willowwind start laughing immensely. He just giggles, just giggling. He says, "You don't think I can do it, do you?" And he says, "I don't know, can you?" He says, "Right then." He gawks over.
They could be 2 feet in height and 150 pounds. So,
yeah. So he walks over. He grabs a measuring stick and he's taking measurements of the capybara. And the capybara is looking at you, Jules, like, "What's going on, Mom?" Like.
It's okay. It's okay, baby. It's okay.
You're gonna look so cute.
This will be ready in.
You look so pretty.
This will be ready in about a month.
Oh, we'll pick it up when we're done.
Yeah. And
that's about all I want to invest.
But he kind of says it under his breath, so Willowwind doesn't hear him. He's like, "Be ready in about a month." "Anyway, get on with yourselves. You got work to do." So he kind of shoos you out of the forge.
Okay.
So Willowwind takes you back up to the pub part. He says, "So you're welcome to stay the night here to get yourselves ready for the adventure. Please take advantage of anything that you need to here. Be aware, however, though, without you wearing your squire medallions, you might be treated a little roughly by some of the other guild members. However, I will have discussions with as many as I can about why you're here, because they're going to want to know why non-guild members are staying at the guild. Just be aware that I may not be able to talk to everyone." He says, I have a private room that you all can stay in the barracks." And he takes you to that. And it is a pretty nice, it's kind of like it's community, kind of a bunkhouse, but there are like rooms in there where there's 5 or 6 or more beds in a room. And he says, "You can take this one. And you can utilize the laundry, the bathhouse, whatever you need this evening. Get yourselves ready for the task at hand, and then I will be up to wake you in the morning to be on your way." He leaves, and what do you guys do then?
I'm gonna enjoy the room.
I'm gonna go eat.
Yeah, let's check out the mess hall.
Yeah, there's a halfling that kind of wanders through right around 5:30, 6 o'clock, and he's ringing a bell. Like, "Dinner time! Come and get it!" And you all go out and do that.
Oh, honey, I don't even need that reminder. Let's go.
Omar says, we should perhaps go try to find the band, yes? I mean, they're here tonight, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, are they here tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we were going to find the band because we need to ask them a question, and we wanted to check on the raccoons. Why were we looking for the band?
To ask them a question of where the raccoons got the silverware.
The
held
silverware,
Mr.
yeah.
Master
okay.
Blip, yes.
That's right.
Okay.
So, you guys get ready, you go out, and you go down to the Pig and Whistle pub.
The Pig and Whistle.
Pig and Whistle.
Woo-wee!
It's kind of on the other side of town, away from a lot of the good stuff. It's kind of like over by the docks. off the the
So
lake.
dive bar.
Yeah,
So even
yeah.
Elvis towns have slums and stuff.
Yes,
Say, is we going into the hood or?
No, it's not. It's just the more not. It's more like where the middle class live in the town or in the city.
Oh,
You know.
okay.
But you walk in and you actually see Bob is standing on the stage. He recognizes you and says, "Hey guys, what are you doing here?" Oh, excuse me. "Hey guys, what are you doing here?"
We come to see you.
Goblin.
Go.
You're talking to one goblin, Bob Goblin.
These are the goblins, but the
Bob-
raccoons.
Bob Ding.
Don't they have a couple raccoons working for them as roadies still?
Do you ask him that?
Yeah. Do they still have their
He goes,
raccoons?
"Oh no, man! Those guys snuck off like 2 days after they went with us.
Oh.
Oh,
It's
man.
really upsetting. Yeah, they stole the drummer's sticks. We had to make new ones.
That was rude.
I know, right?
So it's been weeks since you've seen them.
Yeah. We didn't try to run them down. I mean, we're just goblins. We don't know tracking and crap like that.
So do I feel like he's telling the truth?
Roll your sense
I
motive.
mean, I'm not very good at that, but I'm just
Okay.
wondering.
Yeah.
Sense motive.
Mhm.
I can roll too. I have a good sense motive.
You all can roll sense motive if you like. Even Omar will roll sense motive.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm actually -1 on sense motive. So,
You're not sure what he's saying. Yeah.
You're just all in your own story.
there we go.
It's a
Okay.
DC of 5, so you have to roll 5 or better on a sense motive.
I did it. I got a 12.
Okay. Anybody else?
17.
Okay. He is telling the truth. He is not, and he's not embellishing in any way. He's
Okay.
just saying, "Yeah, they took off on us. We were almost to halfway between here and," gives you some name of some place. He says, "and we turn around, they were gone." They didn't do much work either. They're kind of lazy. I mean, it wasn't really a bad thing they left.
Okay.
Well, shucks. We were hoping to find out where they found all that silverware. They had some treasure that
Did they?
turned out to be interesting. Yeah.
Well, I know they were taking stuff off our wagon, but we got all that back.
Well, a raccoon's gonna raccoon.
That's true. Goblin's gonna goblin too.
Goblin's gonna goblin.
Wait, wasn't the silverware off their
No,
cart?
nope.
No?
Not that you're
It's
aware
in the
of.
cave.
It was
Yeah,
part
it
of
was in
the
the cave.
horde of the
was in the
bandits,
cave.
but it wasn't
Yeah, okay.
necessarily
Yeah, it was
off
in
the
the
wagon.
Yeah.
So you guys gonna stay and watch the show?
So when do you go on?
About 3 hours.
3 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The rest of the band's still getting ready. I was just up here making sure all the drums and stuff were in the place,
Y'all staying here?
Yeah. Tonight. And then we'll be going further on down the road later in the morning.
Gotcha. We're heading back down the other way. We have a job that's going to keep us there for a few weeks.
Oh, okay. You guys joined the Adventurers Guild? I heard it's like a big deal here.
Yeah, we got it in.
Thinking about it.
Oh, they made an offer to you? I'd take it. It's pretty
What do
posh.
you know about him? What do you know?
I know
about
they keep you busy, but they pay you a lot of money.
I like money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think they pay you. From what I understand, they give you stuff. They don't really pay you, but it's like, you can restock yourself and, it's just easier to do stuff, I
They
guess.
get a
I don't know.
percentage. They take a percentage.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, anyway, I got to get going. So, y'all have a good night. Hang out if you want to. I got to go make sure everybody's ready to go. So, it's good seeing you again. If I see those those damn raccoons, I'll send them your way.
Same.
Please do.
I doubt they'll go, though.
Right.
They're pretty, underhanded.
Underhanded.
Ugh, terrible things.
Tell them that we'll make it worth their while.
Okay. If we see him, we will. See you later, guys. He takes off and
Bye, Bob.
walks out behind the place. Which if you were walking up, you did see the wagon parked, like the big gaudy wagon parked behind the place, So, all right. So what do you guys do now? Go
I
back to
think
the
we
guild.
should sightsee. I mean, yeah, we got a place to
Everything's
stay.
in- yep.
We know what we're doing tomorrow. We got a band to see tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
got
go.
3 hours
Yeah.
to kill.
I'm gonna go take a bath.
All right. So
It
you guys go
was-
back to the guild and you kind of get yourselves cleaned up, get your
Get this road off
stuff
me.
laundered, and kind of check out things. One thing that's actually interesting that you kind of Fluffer, you're kind of wandering around the place at one point, and you remember you remember where everything's at from where Willow Wind showed you, and the armory was one place that you were interested in. You went in there and you looked around, and you did find a sling hanging on the wall that appears to be made out of some sort of exotic animal hide. You're not really sure, but it says helps with hitting on the tag on it.
Okay. Is the armorer there?
Yeah.
High quality.
The armorer is Master Gage. He's a human something.
Human something.
Yeah, I can't say what because you don't know. But he's standing there. He's like, "Oh, you're interested in that sling there, little one?
I think it might be handy.
Well, you're welcome to use it. Just got to bring it back when you're done."
Well, great. Although I also have a bow. I may share it with a friend of mine who may also need it. I'll talk with her and see what she says.
Okay. Do you need a better bow?
Well, that would be just hot diggity.
Okay. He kind of points over to the corner. He says, "Well, see all those short bows over there, like the one you got?" He said, "All those are masterworked." He said, "You can take one with you. It gives you a +1." Well, he didn't say it that
Okay.
way, but he says it helps you to hit.
I get a pretty bow.
You got a masterwork bow that actually gives you a +1 for attack and damage.
Attack
Nice.
and damage, or just attack?
Both.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have any high quality but light leather armor?
Oh, you go to the armory, and it's actually next to the forge, so it's that Tobias hammer storm.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Yeah, we got a little bit of leather, yeah. What exactly are you looking for?
Well,
Something that won't
I'm
mess up
already
your...
wearing some leather armor, but I
Mhm.
want like a better version if it's possible, or a higher quality. Mine is kind of like the bottom of the barrel, you know. What I
Because
have,
we got some masterwork leather. Gives you a bonus to your armor, but not sure if it wouldn't mess up your spell problems.
I don't think it does. If it's leather, if it's just leather.
Shouldn't. Dude.
No,
Yeah,
I
that'd
can
be
wear
alright.
I can wear up to medium armor, I think.
Yeah, he has a really, really kind of. I mean, it's not the same color as your armor. It's more like a dark brown as opposed to a light brown, tannish color that
Okay.
you wear.
Okay.
But he's like, well, that's a really well crafted set of armor. It would give you a bonus to your armor.
And I can borrow this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I know you'll bring it back, and he kind of slaps you in the shoulder. Right.
Yes. In a few weeks, master crafted leather armor.
So that sling, is it also +1 to hit, +1 damage?
Yes.
Jules, do you think your character would want that?
Yeah, I think she could use it.
Yeah. So you take that one and give me my other sling back. So on time when I want to use my sling and my shield, I'll use it, and the rest of the time I'll use the bow.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anything you're looking for, Hazy?
No, I think I'm good. My character descends from royalty, so I've got a glaive and a secret weapon.
A secret weapon.
And
Secret tunnel. Oh, sorry.
secret tunnel. Oh geez, now that's gonna be in my head for like 3 days. Yeah, no, I'm good. I think.
You're actually, you kind of like are hanging out in the bar when you guys get back, because I say you had, you're having some
I like bars.
a nightcap for the evening.
Okay.
And Rose, the bartender, comes up to you and she says, "So you're going out to help the Koromungs?"
Yes.
We're looking
Yes,
for the
we
missing
are.
one. You know.
No, this is just Yuri. She's alone in the
Oh,
bar
sorry.
with the bartender. Sorry. She says, "What is it that you do?"
We help people when we can. We are
No, I
just
mean, what do you
adventurers.
do, dear? What is your
What do
specialty?
I do?
What is your
I-
craft? What is it you're drawn to? What is it you want to do?
I like working with magic. Spells,
Working with magic.
nature.
Oh, are you a druid?
I'm a sorceress.
Oh, sorceress. We haven't had one of those yet for a while. She says, "I've got something that you might want to use then."
Okay.
She hands
What
you.
is
She
that?
takes a. She has rings on her fingers, different kinds of rings. She takes one off of her index finger and hands it over to you. She says, "Try that on." And you notice when you take the ring and you put it on your finger, it almost feels like the ring fits to your finger as opposed to being larger or smaller.
Ooh.
She says,
This feels nice.
"That, my dear, is a ring of fireball."
Whoa.
Fireball, you say?
Yes. Once a day, you can cast fireball.
So
And
I just
this-
have to step back as a player.
Mhm.
I have to step back as a player and say, when the DM gives you a fireball ring and 32 flasks of healing, you're effing gonna need it. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's
I feel
all
like
I'm
there's like
saying.
a save point coming up here soon.
That's all I'm saying.
She says,
Checkpoint.
"And to activate it, here's what you have to say." And she tells you the command word. Be careful with it, however. Only use it in a dire situation. And remember to use it outdoors. Because the old saying is, "I don't care what the room size is, I cast fireball," has killed many an adventurer.
Very well noted.
Bring that back when you're done. Please.
I will. Thank you.
Alright, so you guys go to bed. You all rest for the evening. You wake up bright and early, and this is where we will stop for tonight.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. You're
Thank
getting
you, Big
close to
Bob.
something. Alright,
It's
folks,
close.
that's it for tonight. We are the Raconteur Syndicate. Make sure you check us out every other Wednesday. However, we're going to be taking a break. We will not be making our 18th show because most of us are going to be hanging out in the woods together.